Yo, my people, my people, my people. This is Jeremy from Free Minds coming to you with a quick TA and some on-chain data. Welcome to the block. All right, so what do we got here? First off, it's important that we acknowledge this channel that we're in. I've been talking about it in previous videos, and it's these two orange lines that we got there. Why they're important is because we've been bouncing between them ever since January this year. We started at about 24th of January. We've been bouncing in between that range all the time, and we're kind of at the bottom of the range, of the channel range right now. So it's kind of interesting to see where we're headed next. Will the channel hold? Will the structure hold, or will we break down below? But there's more to it. This is the big range. Let's zoom in and look at it at a smaller scale and see what's going on right now. So what we got when we look at this chart is we got a smaller channel moving downwards, and it looks kind of like this. Yep. Yesterday, price was trying to break above. As you can see, the channel has been respected very nicely. From this top respected it, this top respected it, and dropped down to the support that we got here. So from this top, we came down to the support that we got here and broke above the channel, which is very bullish. But sadly, we didn't hold it. I saw this yesterday, kind of before I went to sleep, and I was thinking like, okay, so let's see how it looks tomorrow, because if this holds, it's very strong. It didn't hold though. It broke below, as you can see. Came down, tested it, and we wanted to see that thing blow up from there, but it didn't. It broke below again, and now it's testing this support that we got there. We want to see the support hold. If it holds, to have a valid trade right here, what I want to see is market breaking, coming back to the sweet spot. This is the sweet spot, the two yellow lines, like this whole zone here. That's the sweet spot. We want to see market come back to the sweet spot, which also means that it's above this channel line that we see here, this downtrend line. So if it comes to the sweet spot, retests this channel line, and breaks, like closes an hourly candle or also a 50-minute candle above the sweet spot, that's when I'm entering the trade. And if I'm entering the trade, I'm either entering for a short scalp trade from here to here, from the sweet spot to the supply zone, or I'm entering for a swing trade that I want to see reach either 27.2. I might put a take profit here, and the 61.8 extension. And to show you something else, why these levels? Because they correlate perfectly with resistance zones that we got from all the way from here. One is there, and one is there. That's why I'm using them as take profits. But remember now, this is the steps. We want to see market break. First off, come back to the sweet spot zone, break above the channel, break above the sweet spot, then we're entering. Right now, as we speak, what I can say is that we're actually moving, we're falling right now. We see a candle falling deep right now. So it's testing these support levels right down here. So we'll see if this holds. If it doesn't hold, what I'm looking for is market to break down back to this zone, to this demand zone. All this red that you see down here is a demand zone that I've marked up on a much bigger scale. That demand zone stretches all the way from in this Fibonacci level, as you can see here. So it's a very strong, it's a very strong demand zone. But we're looking at things on a smaller scale, and if it breaks below this gray support that you see here, I'm expecting the market to come all the way down to this trend line, this orange trend line that you see here. Let me remove the Fibonacci so you can see things better. Boom, like that. I'm expecting the market to come all the way down here. So now, if this candle closes below here, what I'm doing is I'm actually placing a short. I'm placing a short trade. I'm shorting it. It's a short scalp trade, and I'm shorting it from here, from about. Let's paint this out. Let's go to the 15-minute chart so we can see things more clear. So first off, this support zone has already been broken. Of course, we want to see retest of it, but not necessarily. What's more necessarily is I want to see these lows. I want to see these lows being swept. All this liquidity hit down here, I want to see it be swept. When I see that, that's when I'm entering. So that would be about here. I will place the stop loss just inside of this resistance zone, and I will place the take profit here, almost at the bottom of this channel. Let's remove these paintings. Zoom out again so you can see it better. Yeah, this is a trade. And remember now, I'm not a financial advisor, so what I'm giving here is merely my opinions, my thoughts, and all I'm saying is in entertainment purposes only. So that's it. All right, so let's look at the DXY. What's going on with the DXY? Why I'm looking at it is because what happens with Bitcoin has a lot to do with the DXY. All right. So first off, the DXY has been on a rampage for quite some time now. Ever since summer of 2021, so about here in May, June, we saw this big uptrend. Like it has just been pushing up, and now the last weeks, the last month, it's been on almost a parabolic run, and it is hitting the high of January 2017. So remember now, it's about, what is that? That's 5 years. So the dollar hasn't been this high in 5 years, and what we see now is dollar breaking that high. Like it already broke the high. It was as high as 104. What is the DXY? Like why is DXY pumping so much when we're talking so much about inflation, dollars being printed, dollar losing its value and stuff? It's because DXY is dollar being compared to other currencies. I think the DXY is dollar being compared to the 5 top currencies: Japanese yen, the euro, won, and some other ones. I think it's the British pound also. I don't remember all 5, but it's somewhere around that. And those coins, Japanese yen, euro, and all of them, they're losing value right now. They are losing much more than the dollar is losing, and that's why it looks like the dollar is pumping like crazy. Euro is losing, it's just dropping. Let's look at the euro, but just because we talk about it, and this is how the euro looks. Let me remove some FUD. As you can see, euro is dropping crazy. It has come all the way down to this support that we see here, and yeah, let's just see. Yeah, it's almost at the support, and let's just see if it holds. I think the euro is coming all the way down here. For anybody that wants to place a nice short on the euro, you got one here from about 1.55, 1.56, all the way down to 1.47. That's a really good trade. So with that said, dollars moving up, Bitcoin is moving down, and it will continue so. Like as long as the dollar is pumping, Bitcoin, you won't see any big price action up in Bitcoin. Maybe the opposite. You will see Bitcoin drop even more. With that said, let's look on some on-chain data. So there's some metrics that I want to show y'all, and more. Like I've been talking about the net liquidity flowing out of exchanges into people's wallets, like people buying their crypto on exchanges. Let's say, for example, they put USD inside the exchange or USDT, and they buy Bitcoin. When they buy Bitcoin, what do they do with it? If they're gonna hold it, they put it into the ledgers or into the wallets, and that makes liquidity flow out of the exchange into people's wallet. And when you see liquidity flow out of exchanges, it's a strong sign of a Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever the cryptocurrency is being accumulated. which is a very bullish sign. Let's look at this chart. So what we see here is every time a lot of liquidity has flown out of exchanges, we've seen a rally in price, in Bitcoin price. We saw it here, a lot of liquidity was flowing out, price moved up. Liquidity flowed into exchange, price actually stayed where it was and moved up a little bit, then came down. Then a lot of liquidity flowed up, and what did we see? A big rally up, and even these small liquidity pushes back into the exchange. This is people selling off. You see those small drops, and then boom, it continues, until we saw that big drop April, May 2021, sorry. And you can see how people were pouring crypto back into the exchanges to realize profits, right? And you saw a lot of liquidity coming in, and the price dropped. Then a lot of liquidity back into the back out from the exchanges, price tanked. This is where we're at right now. We see a lot of liquidity going out of the exchanges. Not much has happened with the price, but it has stayed where it is. It has stayed put. Like, it hasn't dropped more since the big drops from November. Matter of fact, quite the opposite. If we look at it, it's like this. We have, let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. Matter of fact, so what we see is price actually slowly moving up. And like, if you compare it even from here, like, look at this. We got low, higher low, higher low, higher low. The price has been on an upwards trend all the way, which means in the big picture, if you look at the weekly time frame, we're not in a bear market, we're in a bull market still. As long as we continue to print those lows, those higher lows, we will still be in a bull market on the big scale. On the small scale, no, most definitely we're in a bear market. And that's what we see here, like this whole downtrend here. All right, so going back to this chart that we were looking at, the on-chain data here. Once again, Bitcoin is being accumulated. There's a lot of people investing, a lot of institutions and big whales investing in Bitcoin right now, investing in crypto right now, and the crypto space is growing. It's developing and being more and more adopted. Even though the hype around crypto is down, it doesn't matter, because the adoption is still there, and that's the most important thing. Which means in the long term, like, we can still continue to go down for a couple of months also, but we will eventually, like, this doesn't lie. The charts never lie. All right. So in the fundamentals, so we will see a big pump in the crypto sphere, and especially Bitcoin. We will see Bitcoin pump hard, and when it does, you want to have the front row seat. Like, you want to have your tickets for that train, right? You don't want to miss that train. You don't want to FOMO in when everything is happening, and then you want to FOMO in so that you come on the top and lose money instead of making money, right? Okay, so with that said, that's all for me for today. I hope y'all guys having a blessed day. Remember, trade safe. Peace out.